Hey, Crystal and family with the East Valley team. So 2 weeks ago, my house was sold at the trustee sale to an investor who's looking to flip the property. And I know this because the real estate agent who represents the buyer, Maybe Holdings, his agent is Randy Duncan, showed up at my house with a 5-day eviction notice. That was his very nice way of saying, "We bought your house, now get out." Between the time that the eviction notice was served and before the end of the 5-day period, we came to an agreement that I would have 2 weeks to get out of the property to the end of the 4th of July weekend, which I've done. We've moved out. We love our new house. It's great. And you'd think we'd be just looking forward to, a new beginning, but not quite. I went over to the house and found stuck into the screen door an eviction action notice. Now, that's the next step in Arizona when you're going to evict somebody. After 5 days, if they still remain in the property, then you file a court action to have them removed. Now, this particular court action also has a request to file a judgment against me for $1,586, which is back rents, which the owner feels that $1,400 a month is a fair market value, and he's going to charge that to me, backdating it back to June 22nd, the day after he bought my property. He's going to charge me rent up to that day, plus late fees, plus court costs. So the notice was served on July 1st, and it's just going to continue to accrue until I go to court. The court date is set for tomorrow, but I need to get over there today to file a response. If I don't show up to court, the judgment could be filed against me by default. In other words, if I don't do anything, there could be a judgment on my record showing an eviction action and a judgment, which would make it very, very difficult for me to rent something in the future. The funny part of this, of course, is that I've already moved out, and everything per the agreement of the email notification that I had from the new buyer's real estate agent. I think if you're in a situation where your property is sold at a trustee sale, particularly to investors, some of these investors are very greedy and all they care about is money. And they regard the previous owners like they might a cockroach. They just want to get rid of you. They want to exterminate you. And this is the way they do it, but by these very aggressive eviction actions. I've been fully cooperative with the new owners, and yet here's the thanks I get. I get to go to court and fight against a judgment against me. So if you're in that situation, know that there are some people out there like this, and you need to keep everything in writing. Make sure you have written records of any agreements that you have, especially if it has to do with your possession of the property. If I went to court and I didn't have any evidence that I was authorized to be there, then that judgment very well could be on my record, and I might owe this money. In this case, I've got an email record of our correspondence back and forth. I'm going to go file that with the court to make sure that this action is dismissed. That there are folks out there who view this simply as a monetary windfall. They don't really realize that the other side of this is a displaced family. In my case, I'm a single mom. I have 4 kids. This has been a very tough situation for us. We're going to land on our feet, but it sure doesn't help to have somebody kicking us in the head while we're down. Really, I think this was completely uncalled for and completely unnecessary in our case. So just be aware of it. I'm going to go ahead now, go down to court and file my response, and I'll report back to let you know what happens. If you have any comments or questions about this, I would love to hear your feedback. Shoot me an email at kristen@eastvalleyteam.com or leave a comment below, and make it a great day.